G'day and welcome back to Stitch Up and another episode of Planet Coaster. And this is episode 3 of our new series in the Studio Pack. So, a couple of exciting things happening at the start of this episode. First of all, my theory on blueprints. Now, I know when people like to create their own parks for YouTube channels that we don't use a lot of blueprints. Really, there should be lots of speed builds. There should be lots of making buildings yourself. Now, I've used three or four buildings here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've used those, and then I've out of the Planet Coaster actual blueprint, and then I've created this building and this building myself. And so my theory as a new builder, as an early YouTuber, and someone who's not as quick as everyone else, or as a lot of other people, is that we can use those. And in fact, I'm not a big fan of using other people's blueprints as well, but I always think as long as you credit the creator. So I don't think I'll be using it for buildings because I think that is, I don't think I need to. I think I should try and put my touch on it. I'll keep these ones in here just to get a leg up, just to kind of I need this cityscape. I want people to walk into the park and go, wow, it's a backlot. And they do that at the moment. So I think this little scene at the moment, this corner, is pretty good. So there's my theory on blueprints. And just speaking of that, I was watching the Channel 5 Gaming Blueprint special yesterday, and a shout out to all the Channel 5 Gaming people because it's spectacular. If you're ever stuck on ideas or you need inspiration, go and have a look at Channel 5 Gaming. In fact, anyone who's viewing my videos would definitely have already checked out Channel 5 Gaming and their Planet Coaster stuff because it's ridiculous. It's just, they show some of the best stuff and they do it quite well. Yeah, very impressed. So I was on there yesterday, just watching their latest video on blueprints, and I found one that I'm going to definitely use, and I've just put it down in the park. Look at this. This is the vehicles pack. Well, basically, it's a vehicles blueprint. So if let me go here, if I go to scenery, and I just added it a minute ago, so if I check it out on the Steam Workshop, there it is there. It is by Nuclear, what's his name again? Nuclear Meatloaf. And he has created this amazing, there's his Steam page, just search on vehicles and it'll be probably the first one that comes up, or maybe not the first one, but definitely the best one that comes up. Check it out. He's created this with all these particular amazing vehicles, and we can use these in our park. I mean, if you have a look at it, and don't forget, what I'm doing as well is I've placed it over here. I'll probably place it a bit further across. It's going to be out of shot. But then, just to keep the original pack there, we just duplicate. So if we want this red car, we'll Control D and we'll go and put the car somewhere. So, and I mean, look at the car. I just placed the taxi next to my taxi, and so some of them are exactly as you were. So if we have a look over here, these two taxis here. This taxi's in-game, I placed it. This taxi is from the vehicles pack. So he's got I think the only difference is he's got slightly different wheels, which is just by choice or randomness anyway. And he's got the taxi light lit up, so he's available with that taxi. So you've won options anyway. But I mean, just have a look at the... Oh, where is it? Yeah, just have a look. I mean, just look at the police section. I mean, the police section is spectacular. From the black police cars, the detectives' cars, right across to the standard patrol cars that you would always see at these theme parks. Just amazing. These ones over here, if you're doing scenes for the army and stuff, I mean, look at that. It's just, this is ridiculous. This is really good. Are there tanks here? Where are the tanks? There aren't any tanks. This is generic. So you can add the tanks to this as well. And then you got these garbage trucks over here in just different colours. He just does things that you would expect. And I mean, look at the emergency services. You've got the standard red fire trucks, and you've got the fire chief car. These yellow ones you probably find at a big airport, and then you got the white ones, which you might find at just a different city, or who knows, there might be a reason we have white fire trucks. Yeah, it's just, I think it's spectacular. And then the buses as well. So before I saw the vehicles pack, I'd already worked out what I wanted to next work on. What do you got there? Medical. So if you're doing a lovely If you're doing like a hospital, you can chuck a medical in. And then, of course, the news, I think, is always going to be good for a studios one as well, because it's very good for a type of scene. I was thinking about just taking the helicopters and putting the helicopters over there. I think I'll just, because it's a bit distracting. So I think I'll leave the rest of the pack and just put the helicopters over there, and just adjust that. Might even take it away a little bit and put it down in the corner. I mean, I want to be able to use them and drag them and not have to drag them too far, but let's see how it goes. And then, of course, so this episode, a couple of changes. I just want to take you through some changes. So I've now found a better way to, I found a better way to do the, I was using the natural paths, and they were leaving those little the little round sort of cornerstones, or the little pieces of path that go underneath, and that's why we had, all these rocks here. I kind of like this though. It's very 50s. These rocks were originally to cover up those little path stones or path markers, and I kind of like that it's come out of something. It's come out of necessity of trying to cover something up. I like there's a little 50s diner just over there. It's kind of like a set of shops that's been turned into a bit of a diner. So I kind of don't mind that. That's a work in progress, that building. As for layout, there's a couple of things that I want to do here. By the way, these people are all walking up here because there's ATMs in the bank. So that bank there is what sort of bank is it? I can't remember. But there are several ATMs here, and so these people are going up and using the ATMs. So what the general layout, or what I want to start to work on now, is I was thinking of having 4 or so water tanks here, just in this little patch, all next to each other. So it's just a little point of interest. It's, water tanks would a bit synonymous with the studio park anyway, but they would be they would also be useful. And so I think having a water tank there would be really cool. Okay, you'll have to excuse me as well. I've got a cold at the moment, but we're pushing on with episode 3 either way. I think it's the tail end of the cold anyway. So we'll get those water tanks in. The other 2 things that I wanted to do is, in this big square here, I actually want to erect a really large building, and I don't want to put it right up against the street. So the large building's going to be one of the first sound stages that I'll build. It won't be the number 1 sound stage. It'll be 4 or 5 or somewhere in the middle out of the 10 or so that this park might end up having. If you have a look at the whole park, eventually I want soundstage. I want them evenly kind of spaced out, and just kind of so that you can see them, and I want them to be really tall as well. I haven't worked out what's going to be inside this soundstage, and I haven't even realised worked out how big it's going to be. But it's going to be, one thing there is going to be in the soundstage is a car park in front of it. So directly after this, I'll make a zebra crossing across here. It'll be a fake car park. No vehicles will go through it, but it's going to have a couple of buses in there for extras to go and have their lunch, and it's going to have lots and lots of production crew and stuff outside. And so this soundstage is going to be one essentially where they're shooting a scene, and maybe the bus tour has access to go through it while they're shooting a scene. We're going to mix both worlds in that sort of soundstage. But yeah, that's the general layout. So let's just and then so you'll have water tank, soundstage, and then that will kind of, that will really help enclose this first sort of part of the city. So I think that's kind of nice to do that. Soundstage should be, I don't even know about the design layout of it at the moment, but let's see how it goes. Cool. Okay, so if I go to terrain and asphalt, do a bit more asphalt. Just have to turn that up a bit because we want it darker. We do want it darker, don't we? Yeah. I don't know why it's not darker anyway. In fact, let's just make sure that's proper dark everywhere. So we've got our little desert scene here, and it's this whole park set in the desert, but we've got to remember we do want dark asphalt. Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Just want to get a bit of that out of there for earshot. So we've got a road, and now we can start to mark out a few different sort of bits and pieces. There are people crossing the road here as well. All right. Just got to think about how I want the road connecting to it as well. We don't want the soundstage to be, how big are those buses? Might get a bus in there just for some scale. Let's take, which bus do we want? Oh, isn't that brilliant? Let's take this middle one. Yep. Okay, and he does put them a little bit off the ground there, and then he sinked a little bit here into the ground. All right, so if I think about this, so I want the bus, let's see, the buses can be, I think the buses can be kind of, I want a few different buses, and they can be a bit sort of along here. And I do want planting along this section as well. So I want some nice sort of palm trees. Okay, so if we go here, turning onto the angle, so we've got angle parking. I think that's kind of where, that's about the angle a bus would park. See, I've got to be careful here because I'll put some planting along there, I'll put the bus in there, I'll have the road going along here, but essentially I want the front of the soundstage to be right there. I want if these buses are in here, it's real sort of interesting turning circles. In fact, they're set pieces. So, you know what? I'm going to go at a bigger angle now. All right, let's go. So if we put the bus, say, there, actually, I might just turn that off. No, actually, I want all the buses at the same one anyway. How about we swing back one more? Yeah. Okay, and so here I think what we need to do with these pieces is keep our little bit just under the ground. I think that's bang on actually. Yeah, can always move it later. Okay, so we've got a bus for scale. And that helps us to work out how big the rest of the building needs to be. Definitely lots of planting along here, little zebra crossing, and the road connecting into there. Yeah. Might even do the bus the other way actually, might do it this way, so it could look like it pulled out of the road and into there. That could be kind of good. Because then we don't have to worry about the road, although no roads around the, yeah, we want roads to go around the studio anyway. All right, or the soundstage. Okay, so building custom, and we'll start to map out the size of the building first as well. So let me find the soundstage doors. Soundstage door, there it is, warehouse door. All right, this will help with scale. And of course, you can pick the 3 colours. Interesting. Right, we want this parallel with this. So let's just, is that parallel? Yep. And why is he, ooh, he really is, the terrain's really all over the shop there. Okay, let me see here. So if we had this, we would want that to be, if I go X, what's happening on the back of it? Same, exactly the same. So he would slide across. All right, well, is he, I think he is plumb. So we'd say there's the start of the first warehouse. Let's go have a look at it from the street and see if it'll be, you know, warehouse would be there. Yeah, I think it's good. I think we can't have it any more forward and we don't want it any more back. So I think that's kind of going to be it. Okay, now let's start to get a colour scheme going for it as well. What's that, some sort of concrete colour? Maybe that first colour's all right. Actually, I don't mind that. That's kind of good. Yep, okay. And so that's that one. And then this one we'll do blue. Oh, not blue, no, blue. Yep, a light blue. And then we'll do We'll do a really dark on that one. Yeah, no, no. In fact, let's do light blue for that one as well. Yeah. All right, there's the colours. And that'll tie in, I like the blue, that'll tie in with our hotel at the front, which we can't see at the moment. All right, so let's place that. Oh, not two of them though. Okay, now is he part of a building yet? No, he's not. Okay, that's all right. We'll now start to put a building around it. So building, walls, take out door, and now we'll start to get some walls. So this is going to be interesting. So what material do we want for this? I think concrete. Filters, building material, concrete. I think so. Smooth concrete wall. And this smooth concrete wall is going to be, where is that colour? That's it. It's going to be that colour, so that should match that now. Right. Oh God, look at this. How did that happen? Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will, in fact, that smooth concrete wall is not the right size. So if we go here and let's see, actually, let's think about how, let's get out of that bank. Now let's think about what we want down here. So that's there. That could essentially be a road and it'll be about that thick. I think what we'll do is delete that one and come back to here. So we could essentially, I'm thinking now, I'm just trying to plan out that we do another service road down here and we have a sidewalk along the side of it. So this width here needs to be this width here. So we're eyeballing all these. Do a little bit of perspective there though, can't we? Yeah. Yep, okay, let's try that. All right. Can we get out of the bank? Is that what we can do? That would be lovely if we could. Again, this will be me just building this one over time. We got auto stack on. Oh, it's painful to watch. It is painful to watch. Let's do a lovely, let's just get some height thing going here so we can start to work out. I want to basically map out the size of it. Oh, he really isn't doing too good there. All right, that's good. Yeah, I think it's kind of, wow, we really got a bit of height there, didn't we? Okay, so now we just need to adjust our door. In fact, I want to delete that door. Oh, not that one. I want to delete that door and go building. Hang on, have we got a problem with the terrain here? What's happening with the terrain? Let me just see. That's interesting. Shouldn't be an issue. We want all this to be flat. Flatten the foundation. Ooh. 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 We are below sea level, people. Are we? Turn that right down. That shouldn't, is that just painting? I think that's just painting, but I think here we did have some height issues. Alright. I think that's good. And then it's just painting. I just don't know if that's now going to put that one in the ground. Yeah, it is. Okay. So if we go X, we bring it up. we should be able to put it right on the ground. I don't know what happened there. I think I did, when burying the track ride, that tram car ride. Oh, by the way, the tram car ride is not going to be these colours. It's just it's going to be changed as well. But when burying that, I think I've gone and bollocks that up. Yeah, I thought about maybe leaving. I'm going from left to right and all over the shop in this one. But I'm ping-ponging around. But I thought about leaving this as this asphalt, but and so letting the guests walk along those and not putting on these ones. But then I like the fact that this side matches this side, and I like the fact that this is ornamental and that guests can't get out there. So I think that's good. Yeah, okay. So next thing we would do, we'll go to building, edit building, and we'll go to doors and take off that filter, and we should have doors, studio doors. Ooh, where's the big studio doors? Scenery doors. Alright, so this one will now be here, and we'll go to the colours, so we know we want the grey there, and this one to be the blue, and this one to be the blue. And there's the door there. Can I get it to not spin while it's while it's being installed, or do you need to spin? Is that what's happening? You require L spinneth. I think what we need to do now is go X, and I think we're on ground level. So all we need to do now is touch this and then line this up. It's hard building when there's an existing studio there, but I sort of like it because, you know, you're clipping into the bank. But I like the idea that, you know, these things happen. I like the idea that it's difficult to build in an existing building because that's a soundstage, and that's an existing park, and it would be hard to build there. There's stuff going on. Now, I saw the light getting into this building a bit underneath the door, but I think it's just the rendering, so we'll leave that. I was thinking a soundstage. We'll have to do a floor in there as well, but I was thinking a soundstage would always have, wouldn't bleed any light at all. Let's leave that. We can always go back and adjust it. I think it's nice. So we've placed it, yep. And now we are building here. And we'll just see what's happening here. If this is kicking off. Is it kicking off? It is kicking off. It is kicking off. I think I like the height. I think I'm happy with the height. That's going to be on the outer. I wonder if maybe I should be on the inner. Yeah. Redo gold. Control gold. Control Y. Gold. That's something from my telecommunication days with one of the systems. There'd be a gold key. It was essentially control, but the system referred to it as the gold key. And all our little tutorials will be press gold this, gold that. Now, turn the auto stack off. It goes to paths. Tries to turn the auto stacks off and goes to paths. You know. Oh, God. Okay, so that's on the internal one. And if we do that, we now know we can go here and connect it. Yep. I think, what's that connect with? I think that connects there. So let's do that. And this, and then see if now we can place the door inside the line of that. So this is getting scenery to match up nicely with building. But how forward do I want that door to be? I'm really having problems with that mouse sensitivity. That kind of works. Yeah, that does work actually. I think that's good. These are quite dark, but I like the colour. I think the colour works. Let's see. All right. So now we start to think about the height. Oh, sorry, the size of it. And we'll go here. And I'm going to start to think about the size of this soundstage. So car park, actually soundstage being... So I was thinking with the soundstage as well, I was having a look on the Steam Workshop and I noticed some people had just done a nice simple soundstage that was really fitted out. It had a rainy street, but kitted out with the, the supports and the lights all up top. And I like the idea that they just simply drive through. And so we might do that. We might have this one where it's got a few doors on it, and literally the bus tour just goes through it. I think if we're going to go the effort of having a soundstage, we should have the bus go through it. So I was thinking about doing a pirate scene inside and having a really big set where they've built almost like a full-size pirate ship in there, and we've got cannons going off and flames, and I think that could be really cool. Some sort of movie where with just some pirates, maybe Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that. And yeah, so I'm thinking about a simple set drive through. Now, it just occurred to me as well. We'll need to turn this door off, but I'll also need to do this and not have a clip. So we're going to have to put this door. That goes there, yep. And now this goes here, yes, and yes, and yes. And now we'll need to go here, and we'll need to put the door forward a tiny bit so it sits in front. Is that touching? Yeah, it is touching. No, it's not touching. We still need it to touch, still connected to the building. That'll work nicely. That will work beautifully. I like that. I'm very happy with that. So it's interesting. I was wondering whether or not we have the car go through here. But I wonder if sound stages, I might check this if they had multiple, well, they would have multiple doors, but what we might just do is have the car come along here and go through a door here and out a door there, and it'll stop and see this pirate scene. And literally on the pirate scene, we'll have a battle. We'll have a massive battleship, a pirate ship. We'll have maybe a fort with some cannons. I'm talking just the pirate ship into the wall so that, it's not fully showing, although that'll be clipping issues. But then, yeah, a really small part of the fort, and then a massive production crew, lots of lights, lots of back of house, so people can see this is not about the pirates. This is about the movie about the pirates. So I think that's kind of good. All right. I really like the height so far. I think the height is almost bang on. I wonder if we go one taller. But let me just see here. So 11 and duplicate. And I think, can I auto stack now? No, I can't. Okay, cool. So if we go here and duplicate and we go here. Right. All right. Well, there's... Now, I'd have to start to think about... I think it needs to be at least one taller. This is how I build, though. I don't build one whole ground level and then make it all the way up, which is what I probably should do. This is a bit more fluid, isn't it? Yeah. I am tempted to do this, though. I'm tempted to go like this. And that should include the door. So if I go Control D. And now if I spin it this way, this might give me the door working on that corner too. Is the door not in there? Nope. The door is not in there. We need the door to be in there. Helicopter on the bank. Brilliant. I'll tell you what I might do is I might try and take that. Yeah. So if we go here, and it didn't do the door. Okay, that's all right. Happy with that. It'll still give us the size we need, and then we can think about the door. I'm wondering if that's going to be. I think it needs to be a bit smaller. I think we went too big. So I need to put a pirate ship in there for reference. I think I do. If I'm going to do this, we may as well do it. Okay. Before we do that, we'll now get a pirate ship. We still haven't placed those. We still haven't placed the ship. Where is it? A ship. There should be a. Come on. Wow. In buildings. Where's the pirate ship? Where is the pirate ship? That's interesting. Most of you that call that. Is it a galleon? Yeah. Galleon. What's that? What the hell is that? Gargoyles. Oh, yeah, good. Here we go. So a galleon. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. So if we were to use the pirate ship, we would now be, but we could sink it. But if we were to use it, and we could keep it in there for scale, it's not bad. I kind of think it would work. I've just got to think about how I want this laid out and where I want because I'm thinking about the film crew. I'm thinking about where the bus goes, where the film crew. Does the bus enter in a corner? Does the bus go here and then across? And if so, do we have a ship here and a crew there, or do we have? See, we could have what we could do. Is that a street? Right, let's think about where this bus is going to go first then. I like the door there. The door can be ornamental. We don't need to try and make that fit in. So if I had a door go here, okay, here we go. Door coming in this side, bus going down and exiting that side. I like that, or across there. And if that's the case, it would be that the pirate ship is here. So the pirate ship would be, okay, here we go. I know it. The pirate ship would be like this. And then the fort would be over here. The crew will be in this corner. The crew will be in this corner, filming each individual part, and the bus will go right through the middle of it. It's almost like they stop shooting the scene so the bus can go through. Yeah, that works. Okay, now we're going to see how we can get this pirate ship right in and sunken as low as we can so it looks like it's been built in the set. We must remember that it's a set piece. So we don't want any clipping. We don't want it to be so low that it can't. But I like the idea that it's sitting in the water. Yeah, that works. And that we're nice and low. Yeah, that's good. It's not clipping through there, but it's bloody close. In fact, that's ridiculously close. But it means that we would have to have the height would have to be there, and that wouldn't clip either. So the height of this would have to be at least that big, and I wonder. Yes, sound stages would be that big. I mean, if it's going to be a set where they build a full-size pirate ship, then it's going to be like that. You know what? I'm going to place that. And so that's our scale size. Well, this is interesting. I mean, we're getting somewhere. This is like when I started this, I was like, oh God, everyone's is so much better. I don't know what's going on. Now, everyone's is still much better, but I'm getting inspiration as I go, and I'm waiting for inspiration to strike before I start building. And yeah, I'm giving myself things to work on in between as well. So I think that all kind of works. In between episodes, I will place down those water tanks. I'll go and have a look at the terrain, what's happening with the terrain all across here. I'll work on the car park out here and the bus. I might put a large tent up where the staff might even leave one bus and have a whole production crew outside where people are eating and drinking and having lunch and that sort of stuff. I think that's good for the guests to see, and you know what, the guests would see that too. I think even some chain link fence along this path here, so they can see that, you know, it's a soundstage, but you need to stay off it. It's not walk in and have a look. We're shooting a movie, you can't have someone just walk in. So I think that kind of works. All right, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed that. We can definitely see what we've come up with. The soundstage is probably going to be up here, which means the building has to be fairly big anyway. I'm happy with all this. And thank you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Hit the like, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheers.